Hello everyone and welcome. This is JS News episode 8 DevSpresso. My name is JJ. Franek is today with me. Hey Franek.
Hello.
And
Hey,
it
guys.
seems that today episode is gonna be short. Short might be understatement even because summertime started, right?
Yep. Why code when you can go outside?
And everyone's staying in the office like sad summer.
Yep.
Okay, but we're just gonna run through all the important things that happened this week, and it's not gonna take a long time, so let's roll the intro.
Yeah.
DevSpresso.
Okay, so as I said, very short info about a few things. First thing that I've seen this week is like Safari iOS on iOS 17 will remove tracking params from links only in private mode, but I'm really happy about that. I remember that last year we were talking when Facebook added those extra params, and then after 1 week or something, automatic systems developers created extensions for browsers that were removing those params. So of course Facebook updated them very quickly, and it's not so easy to figure out what is what and how to remove them. But Safari on iOS will be automatically cutting them off. This is news number one.
Quick news.
Quick news. Bun, another update is version 069. As they are writing on their blogs, we are releasing a lot of changes to Bun recently. Here's a recap of what has changed, and there are changes since the version 0.6. Currently, there are another few things like bun.password, extra function mocking, too much object expect matcher. So they are working on many things. Version 6.6 added bun test improvements, including GitHub Actions support, like test only, test if, and this kind of things, and 15 different expects. So I feel that they are currently working very hard on providing new solutions and fixing bugs.
Yep.
This is all that I'm gonna say about Bun in this episode. Another it's like a speed run.
Yep. It's amazing. 3 minutes, 3 news. Let's go. Keep the pace.
NestJS version 10. It seems I'm quicker than their writing department, and they didn't create blog post yet, and there's only an update on GitHub. But version 10, it's like almost precisely a year ago they released version 9. I've expected that in this version there will be like depreciation of Node version, and when I looked in there, like Node 12 is no longer supported, and also Typescript needs to be in version 4.8 or higher, which means that they've bumped up the most important packages. Other than that, there are definitely some other changes, but there are many fixes, and they're resolving old problems. Another thing, this is kind of interesting. This is open thing. You might be interested into looking into that if you're working in Angular RFC for deferred loading. So they wrote in here that Angular supports loading through lazy routes, okay, and there's lazy loading of individual components with dynamic imports or ng component outlet, right? But as they stated, it's very complex and it's error prone. That's why this RFC was created, because they are thinking about providing the functionality with more holistic approach to working with deferred loading of components. And it's very long post, but of course they are describing how they are handling loading, errors, what they propose for many different cases. And this is of course only RFC, but I believe that this change will be big, so that's why they've created it already. Already means 5 days ago. And there is one funny thing in here. There's, of course, frequently asked questions section. And in frequently asked questions section, question is, why is this feature called defer? Answer, we've deferred answering this until later on this FAQ. Second question, why is this feature called defer? This action of what, and so on. And there is a proper answer.
Yes.
Funny. Developers are funny.
Yes, yes, we are very funny indeed. Yeah. Yeah, let me say something. I also want to be quick, but I have a little bit of a bigger update maybe, because it's actually a feature release, let's call it. So Chrome developers, they have released something called Chrome for testing, and it's not a new solution. It's more like there are two different groups of people who are using Chrome, users who just want, who themselves want, but maybe they don't know that they want it. And of course, the owners of the product want them to be on the latest version always. We always want to have the latest version. It has the best bug fixes, the most features. Everything works in the best way on the latest version. Yeah, security, of course. Everything there is the best for the customer, for the like a normal person using Chrome. But if you're a developer and you want to, for example, work on a bug report where somebody who hasn't updated his Chrome has a bug and it only exists on an older version, it was very hard to get the proper Chrome version, because from the Chrome download page, you would only download the newest version. You would have to like lock it in some way. It was complex. So what they are proposing is they provide an API with links to the different versions. You can download a specific version, use it, and test on it. So that's Chrome for testing. You cannot do it via a website. It's not listed on Chrome downloads. They specifically said, we don't want to give users this possibility. They want users to be on the freshest version, right? So no way for them to download it in such a way. So you can do it through API. There is like Puppeteer has a syntax for it, the command line version of how to download it. You can also hit the endpoint with JSON response that will give you links, versions, and everything you need. So yeah, you can use that to test. So that's a little bit longer, but that's, I think, quite useful also. Yeah.
Yeah, very useful. It sounds like this probably existed for a long time, but only inside Google, right? And they've managed to organize everything and release those versions in this manner, automate anything that needed to be automated and so on. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's cool because yes, that might be a problem. Okay, then speedrunning to another news. Well, this actually might take a little bit of time. StackOverflow Developer Survey 2023,
and this is the year.
Yes. we like surveys, we like answers from developers, we like going through them. It's like, what will give you more insights into the market and what's happening, if not talking with those people? And StackOverflow surveys usually have a lot of responders, right?
Yeah.
And this year, number of responders was 90,000. 90,000 is okay, but I remember last year it was somewhere around 120 or even something like that. So.
Yeah, I don't remember. So I'm gonna believe you.
Yeah. I do. It was higher number. I have no clue why it is this way this year, but okay. Yeah. So ask me anything, Franek. I know everything because those survey. This is one of the biggest one, if not the biggest one. Survey. It's like they ask every kind of developer from every discipline, from every language, technology, like you name it, with whatever number of years of expertise. Like, so it's so open, and because of the popularity of the service, of course, this survey reaches great amount of people.
I also looked at it, and it's very long, and I have no time to like I didn't want to dig that deep into it. So I'm gonna ask you, what's the most interesting thing you found?
Most interesting thing,
or maybe actually, things, if you want many of them. Don't judge, like you don't have to rate, but what's interesting on your side?
I I really think in my personal life that knowledge sharing and educating people is a part of my adult life. This is one of the reasons why this podcast was created, and I'm sharing, working with juniors, I'm like helping people and so on, especially people that are just starting. I just love it. And for me, online course platform to learn how to code, the popularity of them and which one you're using, because this survey is a little bit different, as they said, because there are some questions and answers that are different for different groups of people. First group is people that are learning to code. Second is professionals, and third one is people who do it hobbystically. So if you do it on your own time. So because those answers, I'm not surprised because they must have seen that many people that are coding not necessarily are professionals. They might have, leave the answer, what's your job description, empty or other or something like that. I'm doing in my own time. Many people are doing it in their own time. So
it's very easy right now.
yeah,
And useful,
so
like Python
this was
scripts and
something
stuff.
for me that was interesting. What platform are you is like most popular, and where are you looking for online courses? So Udemy won. It's like 65% of responders answered that Udemy is a known source and they are using it. I'm not surprised because the way how they are providing those materials, like systematically, they are they cut prices and they provide free materials every few months, or some courses like just to engage people. So I'm not surprised that most of the time people are ending on Udemy. Although I'm not sure if it's the best source, because these materials are staying there for years and years, and it's like if you're programming, if you're going into something specific because you're expanding your knowledge, sorry, it's like this material not necessarily is on track anymore, and the fact that it has like 4,000, 40,000, like you name it, positive reviews and stars, it doesn't mean much when it comes to technology. Another answer was Coursera, but it's only 34% comparing to Udemy with 65. Then it's Code Academy, Pluralsight, edX is like 15%, Udacity is 10, and Skillsoft 2%. I don't even know Skillsoft. Was like, but 2% from those numbers. There were 37,000 responses to this question, so it's like big numbers. So this was something that was for me interesting, because I love this part of my job, that when you know how to code, there is always someone who is interested into learning how to code. If you don't have somebody in your team, in your company, then it's very easy to find somebody who is interested in that. And I like doing that, and I'm doing that. So and the survey, there are so many informations in there. My God, because there is answer all responders, then there is professionals, learning, and others, and so on, and descriptions of that. It's like survey.stackoverflow.com is a one address when we found the answers that are shown. It's like a pretty shorter version, but there is also stackoverflow.blog.com when there is like raw data, and it's so big. Oh my.
I think like it's very nice, and it's, I think, worth it to go through the raw data. Also, I only skimmed through it. I looked at I was interested in the hobbyists, and like it matched my expectations also, because Python was most popular, and I thought like maybe I have my smart home automated with Home Assistant, and it's written in Python. You can like extend it with Python you can like check some stuff in Python. And I thought, if people are coding for hobby, sometimes it's like you work in a job, and as a hobby you extended this job or automate it, and Python is the perfect language for that. Almost always you find some browser automation or script automation. You have many tools to interact with your operating system, so Python is perfect for that. And there was like if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm not, Python was like winning heavily, even if like in people learning to code and people who are professionally developing, JavaScript was way ahead of everyone else. Python was rock solid in the hobbyists department. So that was interesting for me, and it like matched my expectations. So it's nice to feel like I have the touch still. Like I'm seeing things and they are actually happening. So that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is kind of obvious, yes, because this language is like so versatile. It's like for everything. Like you can use it anywhere, do everything, do whatever you want. Also, I'd like to mention that I am not surprised that you've written your own home automation and not bought one. It's like I knew you for a few years already. It's like, I'm not surprised that you did that. Yeah, and by the way, have you heard about the Mojo
Mojo,
language?
no.
It's still in
Oh
closed
wait,
beta.
is this the AI language or something like this?
Superset of Python.
Yeah, I think I've heard about it because someone very like the person who's like behind the project, the guy who's like in charge, he's some sort of like the name is
Yeah, you're
recognizable.
right. It is advertised as for AI developers. You're right. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I've seen it on some work chat. Somebody posted it, and he said, "Do you guys have you guys heard about it? Because this guy is behind it, and it makes it really maybe something worth to look at." But I don't know either the guy or the language. So
Yeah, I
yeah, I'm not,
just, I just, I just wanted to mention that because of you when we were talking about Python, because
yeah,
it will be a superset of Python. Right now, it's not usable. It's behind closed beta. It's
yeah.
like, and there are not many things that you could use. But it's very interesting that somebody is trying to push Python much further because it's like TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. Yeah, okay, but actually it provides some functionalities. I really don't like saying that I'm writing in TypeScript.
Yeah,
Yes, I
true.
am, but I'm actually using JavaScript with type safety, and it's like this TypeScript is there only for that.
Like
Mm, uh,
you're not saying that you're writing in slint, right? And for me, it's like the same
mhm,
purpose. It's a kind of a linter. It helps you that it like it's for the developer to help you like not make mistakes. It's not for the runtime. It's not for the
mhm,
browser. I mean, it's sometimes it
mhm,
helps with that also, but mostly it's for the developer to have proper type safety and like prevent you from mistakes. It's not the
mhm.
actual language that's running, right? So yeah, I also don't like saying I write in TypeScript. I mean, when I was interviewing,
TypeScript
like,
is not running anywhere.
yeah,
TypeScript
exactly.
is not running anywhere.
And people are like many of people who are using TypeScript, they never use the TypeScript compiler. They maybe
Mhm,
use it only in IDE as like to
mhm.
get errors, to get
On the
autocomplete, to
fly,
get
yes.
yeah, and they are never running the TypeScript actual compilation. And even if they do, they will never emit the actual files, right? They will use a
Yes.
bundler that will do it for them. So it's kind of like another tool. It's not a. I also don't like to say it's another tool. I think it's sorry, it's a different language. I would say it's another tool for this language to so that you're proficient in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that we are recording that because you just a few seconds ago compared TypeScript to ESLint, and it's like I'm happy it was recorded and it's gonna stay here. Good
Yeah,
job,
yeah,
Franek. Good
yeah.
job.
No. I'm gonna stand there, and I think it's true. Like both of those provide static analysis, and I'm
Yes.
using the SInt with the plugin for TypeScript, and then it's even like it uses types. So yeah, it's epic. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not ashamed of my wrongdoings.
Okay, we'll be talking about TypeScript in a few seconds. Okay, but
Yes.
coming back to Stack Overflow survey,
Yeah.
like there are a few questions that I could give you an answer already. Like question, what's the most admired programming language? Rust. Over
Yeah.
84% of
No
responders
surprise.
said they are interested in coding in Rust.
Yeah.
In my own perspective, it's like I'm looking for new languages that I could like put my hands on and start doing something. But Rust is like completely different world.
Yeah.
And you see, we are in 21st century. Things are starting to look similar. If you look in Kotlin, Kotlin is very similar to JavaScript and TypeScript. Sorry, TypeScript. Yeah, it's like it's getting further from Java, although it goes somewhere in that direction. If you look into what's the name of this Google Dart, maybe not exactly Dart, but Flutter. Flutter again is completely different technology than JavaScript, but because it's for creating UIs, web, and this kind of application, it's like it seems that it's getting kind of similar. So it's easy to start and go on. And then we get Rust. Well, it's
I mean, yeah.
Well,
they have more keywords for sure. Like I've seen this async something function. Yeah. So, but JavaScript is also getting there with the export default function async. So but I see your point. That's true.
That's why I'm not so interested in learning very like to use it on a daily basis. Of course, I know the basics, but using it on projects, like I'm far away from that, of course, and I'm not getting the vibe. I don't have to also, like every developer working with JavaScript, TypeScript, you don't have to, of course, it's your own decision and what do you want to do, but from my point of view, Rust, it's like, maybe it's too much for me. Maybe it's not created for me, for my purposes. It's like,
I guess so, yeah.
But other than that, I hear only good things about Rust.
Yeah, that's also true. I mean, the only bad things we hear about Rust is the politics on the higher end. Like they have some issues everywhere, so I don't want to talk about it. Let's keep this out of this show. Yeah, but there is some issues they have to resolve, like the community with the people who are guiding the language forward. I think that's some sort of issue, but hopefully it will not hinder the Rust like development, because like you said, language is very loved, and we'll see, because this could like hit the language, right? If they do something wrong, and for example, they will fork and people will stay here, then they will move here, and then there will be functions that will be developed in the fork. It will make, it's a mess. It's always a mess. So hopefully they will avoid it. So go Rust.
All right, then back to the survey. Question 2, most common used frameworks. Well, that's totally not surprising. React, jQuery, Express, Angular, Next.js, Vue. Next has past Vue. Oh, no, surpassed Vue, and is right behind Angular when it comes to percentages. Okay. Understandable. But interesting thing for me is that React is a framework in this question.
Yeah, it's not. It's a library. Yes.
How long do we have to talk about it? That in MVC model, it's not full MVC. So definitely no. There is no modular system of creating architecture that will just give you React and tell you like you're doing all this up in React. This means that I'll be building visual layer of that. Maybe parts of controller, of course, but this isn't all the ingredients that you'll need there. So React here. So Stack Overflow. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
check that. Check
but on the other hand, Vue is the same, right? Angular is.
You're right.
Vue is the same, so it's also. I also don't like the fact, because in Vue you have almost the same. If you use Vue,
jQuery.
jQuery is a framework, I think. Like it's crazy, kind of crazy, because jQuery can do so many things, right? It's hard to tell. Yeah.
Well, from my point of view, jQuery is a state of mind, and Okay. Top paying technology. How do you think? Like there are many different technologies that appear.
If you find a 10 years experienced Rust developer, he's paid the best, right? I think, because I think Rust is 8 years old. So if you find a guy who dives in it for 10 years, he's getting the bag. No. I don't know. For sure not TypeScript. For sure not Python. Maybe Python, but with AI.
Something more exotic, I think.
Okay. Haskell.
More exotic and lower level. We're going lower, closer to lower level languages. I will always assume that it will be more on the side of low level or old technologies solutions that are.
Fortran.
Oh man!
I heard, like, I remember this when some sort of some city was having issues because they didn't have a Fortran programmer, and
No,
the
it
tax
wasn't.
system
It
was
wasn't Fortran. It was COBOL. It
COBOL. Yeah.
was
Sorry.
COBOL.
Yeah.
It was
So
American system for. It was during the COVID when people were losing jobs and the system was not able to calculate all those data that was provided there by people, and it was in the city of Chicago or some big American city.
Something
Yeah,
like this.
yeah,
Yeah, so
and the,
not that.
no,
That.
no, too low,
I
too
don't
low.
know. No, okay. So hit me. What
It's
is it?
Zig.
Oh.
Zig, because as I remember from Zig, you can go to C, C++, or C, C hash, one of those, right? So
yeah. I think only C. I think C++. I think it's like with Rust, where you can import the libraries from C++, but you will have better experience when you're writing Zig. So people are using Zig. So Rust was supposed to do this, like you write safe Rust and use it with unsafe C++, but it's not good. Like it's not as good. And in Zig, if you do this, you have much better time. So I think
Zig. So if you're well, I'm definitely not surprised. C, C++, or maybe even C hash, like these are really great paid jobs because these languages they are very quick, of course. They require really deep knowledge and experience, and those languages are for creating tools that JavaScript run on. Something like that. So Zig, and it's a whooping $103,600 a year. Okay.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, and also if you're interested, Bun is recruiting Zig and C developers right now. Okay, another. What is the what was the most common average years of experience of a developer taking part in the survey? It's between 5 to 9 years.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's from what I remember, the average lifetime of a developer is somewhere around 10 years while writing the code. It don't necessarily apply to those developers working with hardcore technologies, F hash, COBOL, C, and this kind of things. Like if you're working with that, I believe you can work whole your life in this technology and never get bored and so on. But in this survey, 5 to 9 years. Okay, and the last one, most popular and most desired, JS and JS. Even not TS, JS.
Okay. I mean, it's getting better, right? JavaScript is really getting better.
Yes.
Even without the TypeScript, it's a much better language.
But still, it's not like we are finding this language in most advanced places. Like even if your car's display uses React, it uses JavaScript only for displaying things. It's not for working on your data or inputs and things like that. Like all those models will be using different technology. Probably maybe Python is in there because of the level of engagement that you need to do there. But other than that, JavaScript and JavaScript. Okay, and from my side, this will be all that I would like to say in today's episode, and also about this survey. This survey is really, really very long. I'm spinning my wheel on this page right now, and I don't see that the scroller is even moving because there is so much data.
I mean, we had very short episode, and now we covered the Stack Overflow, and now it's super long. So this is how it works.
Sorry for mixed signals.
Yeah. So I have only one last news for us, for you. TypeScript 5.2 will have a using keyword, and it's not only TypeScript; it will come probably to JavaScript also because it's in stage 3. The proposal for this keyword. So Yeah, and this keyword is if you have written code in C#, you will know this keyword because it was present there. It's also similar to what is in Python, which is with. And there's like with file open and something as file. So this is similar. It's like a way to open, for example, connection, and it will get closed automatically. It uses symbols underneath, and yeah, it will make you not worry about closing handlers, database connections, everything. Yeah, it's smarter garbage collection, even though theoretically JavaScript is garbage collected already, but this will ensure that everything is released after usage.
Yeah, but we are living in a times of really many possible means of connections. Like let's look into WebSockets. Like if I'll have some kind of process running there, it's like it might be very easy to oh, yeah, it might be easy to break some things. I could tell you a story about that when we were already after hours and integrating, and our boss called that some team somewhere during the Super Bowl has extreme problem because they've left some WebSockets and they were not able to update their page. It's like they needed to, but they've messed something up. Yeah, and we were bowling at the time. It's like we were whole team together, and our boss pick up the phone. It's like, "What up? Yeah, listen, we need you back in the office at front of your computer right now." And it's like, let me hit a strike, and we'll be back there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So maybe no more interrupted bowling with this keyword. Let's go. Maybe.
Probably automatically closed bowling. Okay, so we've said it's gonna be short. It's not short because I was here with Franek, and Franek is always talking a lot.
Thank you. That's what I wanted.
Thank you very much, Franek, that you came this week to our show. It's always a pleasure to see you and hear you. Oh, that's nice to hear. All right.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much, everybody, and let's roll the outro and see you next week.
Hey, thanks for staying till the end. This is obviously outro message with all the links and information that could help you to support us or just contact us. And we greatly appreciate both. This channel is not supported by any big company or organization, so any donation is really gonna make a big difference and will allow us to expand and provide more content like that for you. You can contact us on social media like TikTok or Instagram for now. Also, we have special email address if you'd like to reach out to us or just give us feedback. We really appreciate that and we're looking forward to hearing from you. And if you really think that we've earned it, you can buy us a coffee. Link is here. So thank you again. All the links are down in the description and see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.